How are you?
Are you fans of Mr. Robot?
Yes.
Cool. Me too.
Did you watch season 1?
I did. I had to watch season 1. After my audition, I binge watched all of season 1. Because I had been meaning to, and B, I needed that information to inform what I could potentially be doing.
I'm a huge fan of the movie.
Oh, cool.
What was it like going from one tour to another?
They're completely different machines. Sorkin and Sam are, they're both very specific in what they want, but they're both very different. I mean, the cool thing about Mr. Robot is that Sam he lives and breathes the show, and he cares so much, and I think that mood, or that feeling, that vibe is handed to everyone on the crew and the set, and makes for a pretty cool show that people really respond to because it looks good, it sounds good, it tells a good story, I just feel so lucky to be a part of 2 really cool, good shows that are important in telling good stories for the world, that aren't just out there and entertainment, I think it's cool to tell an important message, and especially one that I care about.
I mean, we really don't know a lot about your character still.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say that you're going to be chasing down Elliot in F Society?
Well, I'm on the case of F Society. Yeah, I'm on the case of the hack and what happened and how it happened and who did it, and I will sort of stop at nothing to find those answers. Yeah.
We just watched last night's episode. They introduced Alexa.
Yeah.
Is that real, or is that because I know that the show can be kind of weird when it comes to
That's real. You can buy those.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're Amazon Alexa. Yeah. You can buy those.
Will we be seeing more Alexa interactions this season?
I don't really remember because. You'll see a lot of Dom at home and who she is at home versus at work. And what you'll see, I don't know, it's sort of like every other character on the show. You think you know who this person is, and you really don't. She's very complex and complicated and lonely, and she's but not alone. I feel like she's this sort of bright light in a dark world, sort of eternally optimistic. That's what I like. What I feel like I've brought to it so far is a lightness.
Well, a lot of basically all of the characters with power in the show up until this point have been bad guys, to say the least. But your character seems to be breaking the mold in that. And did you have a lot of conversations with Sam about that when you first came on?
That's a good question. I mean, no, we I think what's so interesting about the show is that you don't really know who's bad and who's good, or what that means really. So I think it's going to be left up to the audience to figure out what they think of me and what I'm doing. But naturally, I think they have to deal with what they did in season 1, so that's where I come into play. Yeah.
Did you enjoy the VR experience?
I love that. Yeah, it was so cool. I just met Frankie. I just worked with Frankie on another show I'm on called Good Girls Revolt on Amazon. So she was on that with me, and I just told her how much of a fan I was of hers and the show, and we talked about what it was like to work on it and everyone involved, and she's cool. I loved that whole thing. That was awesome. It was also really awesome to watch it with the fans.
Yeah.
To be there with them and see how they reacted to it. It was really cool.
The show has a habit of giving people the bare minimum about characters and then letting it unfold throughout the rest of the season. How much did Sam tell you about your character that we don't know yet?
Well, he didn't really tell me a lot. He sort of alluded to some things, but and gave me a little bit of disclosure about what I'd be doing before I signed a contract, obviously. But no, we were all at that table read, the first table read that we did for about 10 hours, reading every single script. and we were all like, oh my god. So we all sort of found out at the same time, which was cool. Yeah.
But it's a tricky line to walk, having to play a character who is quote unquote a good guy, or at least we think maybe.
Yeah.
Who is also in direct opposition, or at least sort of opposition
Totally.
to our protagonist.
Yeah.
Well, is that a tricky line to have to walk in terms of being like the antagonistic non-villain?
Totally, but I think, I don't judge her in that way. I think that she just loves her job and is really good at what she does and sort of uses her job to her advantage and to maybe cover up some other things that are going on in her life and to escape herself a little bit. So it's both professional and very personal, this case for her. So whether she believes it's bad or good, it's her job. And you have to respect those people who do that kind of work, whether they agree with it or not.
It seems like both you and F Society and Elliot have sort of same philosophies. You want to keep the world safe.
Yeah.
You have very different ways of going about it.
Yeah.
What do you think how do you think she would react to learning Elliot's full point of view on the issue, basically?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think that she herself is dealing with the same sort of feeling of powerlessness in the face of social injustice in the way that the world is run and how corporations have control over everything. I think she deals with that in her job as well. So, like Elliot and like everybody else in the show, she's not so different. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Good.